What is up, y'all? Summer here. Let's talk photography. So I am beyond excited to make this video right now and to show you some really awesome goodies that have come my way. In this video, I'm going to share some new goodies that I have, and we're going to have a conversation about access in relation to photography. So I want to start with saying right now I am upstairs in my home. There's a few things that are happening here that are honestly quite unpleasant. As I mentioned before, my partner and I purchased a house over the summer, and long story short, we had really crappy home inspectors, and now we have termites. So my office, where I probably would normally do this video or a video like this, is overwhelmed by little winged flying wood eaters. Not very fun. We have a company coming to take care of those next week, but until then, I'm without an office and free roaming throughout our house, finding places to do my work. Yeah, so I was gonna film outside. It is a beautiful day in Northern California, but my neighbor is having some type of construction work done on their place, so there's a lot of noise out there, a lot of sawing, and I haven't quite figured out how to use my microphone correctly. All right, enough of that. We're gonna go ahead and get into some really awesome goodies that came into the mail yesterday. This also was not the video I planned to make today. I was gonna make another J2 video, but because of the things that have been happening with the termites, I haven't really been able to be in my office the way that I needed to do the repairs to the J2. And then on top of that, because of the termite treatment that's happening next week, I basically have to dismantle my darkroom so that they can get into the space and do the work that they need to do in there. So a couple of bummers on top of bummers. All right, so I want to go ahead and show you what I have, and I'm really excited about it because I'm venturing into an area of photography that I never even thought about pursuing until recently, and that I really don't know a whole lot about. So I'm very excited to have this opportunity to start playing around with a different format of photography that I just didn't have an in for until now. This box, this beautiful heavy box is full of all kinds of things. Some of them I've been having them for a while. I'm going to show you what they are. I guess this is a little bit of an unboxing video. I'll show you what they are. I'll tell you the significance of me now having them, and then I'll show you the really awesome thing that came in yesterday, right? So I'm going to go ahead and just take stuff out. All right, cool. So this video is part sharing the new goodies I have and part talking about the idea of accessibility when it comes to the medium of photography. What do I mean by accessibility? I've mentioned it before, but photography is hella expensive, or at least it can be, depending on the type of photography you shoot, the medium that you shoot it, and by medium I mean like medium format or large format, 35mm of course being the cheapest of the whole set. If you shoot 4x5 versus 8x10, it really adds up. And it's not the type of thing that ever really gets cheaper. If anything, with film growing in popularity, it just gets more expensive. So that is one aspect of accessibility. It is the idea of, can you financially afford to participate in this activity? Or can you find other inlets so that you could afford to financially participate in this activity? The other side of it is, do you feel emotionally safe and welcome to participate within that activity? And we're going to talk about that a little bit more as well. We're going to start with the financial side of things. So here I have all of my goodies, and something really special happened to me earlier this year. I won a contest. Now, I had been talking about wanting to get into this new to me form of photography for a while, but I was well aware that it was going to be another potentially expensive financial investment that I wasn't quite sure if I could take on right now, especially with being a smack brand new homeowner with issues like termite infestations slapping a hefty $1,400 bill in front of my feet. So I wasn't sure if it was something I could really take on. But then something really great happened to me earlier this year. Matt Day ran a contest, the Something Good contest, and I won. It was really simple. All you had to do was comment on his video and tell him something good that happened to you in 2020, and that was it. And maybe your comment would get selected, and my comment got selected, and I won. I won the biggest prize that Matt Day was offering, which was a $1,000 gift certificate to a KEH camera. And because of that, this dream I had to step into a new format of photography completely became possible. I thought it was something that I would do slowly over time and gather the little bits and pieces that I need to pull this together. But because I won Matt Day's contest, it became accessible for me financially to do it now. So what did I do with Matt Day's money? I shall show you. So some of the things that I bought were this. So this guy, as soon as I show this to you, you're probably going to figure out exactly what my new format is. You probably already figured out what my new format is. This guy is a really heavy, lovely, in great condition, dark cloth, right? Figured it out already? Yes, I am venturing into large format photography, and I'm so stoked. So this is one of the things that I bought with my winnings from Matt Day. I bought this really awesome dark cloth. Then I also bought other accessories that are some of the cheaper parts of large format photography. I purchased film holders. So I have this one. It was basically the last one that they had for this guy. So I have this film holder that has metal slides. And then I purchased these two guys, which are two more film holders. I'm gonna get more film holders. I haven't had a chance to test any of this stuff out yet. To be quite honest with you, everything I know about large format photography is pretty clinical or pretty academic. I know that in a lot of aspects it's just the same photography I've been doing at a larger scale, but there are definitely some logistical things that are a bit different from what I've done before. So yeah, like these guys, loading the film into individual slots within a film holder. So I got a dark slide, I got the film holders, and I got these guys. Now, these were the things that were going to be the most cost prohibitive for me when it came down to getting into this new form of photography, and that is the lenses. We all know as photographers that the glass that we pick is super important. I did a lot of research trying to pick the best options because I knew I had this money, but it was limited, and it's not like it was going to renew itself if I picked wrong. Of course, I can always resell these guys and buy other options if they aren't the right lenses for what I'm trying to do. But yeah, these are the ones I settled on. So this particular lens is a Nikkor 210 millimeter. The reason why I picked this lens, one, is because of the focal length, and two, because of its pretty wide aperture. It goes down to 5.6. Some of the things I was thinking about when I was picking lenses is I wanted to get a lens that could open up pretty wide. This guy can open up to 5.6. So I was like, all right, cool. I will go with this particular lens. The other lens option that I have, I'm gonna put it back in the bag because I unfortunately don't have lens caps for this. This one is the other option that I picked up. Ah, she's beautiful. So this particular lens is, I believe, a Schneider. Yeah, this one is a Schneider. It is a, let's see, what's your millimeter? I believe it's like 115 or 90 or something. I'm not seeing it. God, it's beautiful. I honestly haven't fully unpacked any of this stuff until this moment. I've had it for a couple of weeks waiting for the camera to come in. So this has just kind of been sitting. I don't know why. I almost felt a bit intimidated to handle it. I opened it when I first received it just to make sure that the shutter fired at all speeds. And to just check it out and make sure that it was fully functional. But other than that, I put it away. So I'm kind of just really getting myself reacquainted with this lens right now. Oh, okay. So this lens is a 120 millimeter at f8. And it's just, look at it. It's like a thing of beauty. So of the things I was able to buy with my winnings for Matt Day, these were the most expensive and most important components. We all know that our cameras are nothing without good quality glass. So I'm really excited about these two lenses to be able to try them out and see what they're working with. Now, a lot of the things that I've read about large format photography is that your pictures are gonna be good even if your glass isn't great. But I didn't really want to test that out. This is my first time venturing into this, so I didn't want to really test that out, right? So here I have my camera that finally came in the mail yesterday, and I was very excited about this. In all honesty, the actual camera body was the cheapest of all of the things that I purchased. I wanted to go with something that I can take out in the world with me, because I do studio work, but I really enjoy shooting out in the world too. So I wanted something that I could shoot in the studio with, which I will shoot in the studio with this guy. And I wanted something that I could also easily pack away, take with me on a road trip, and capture some really amazing landscape shots or even street shots. Who knows? I'm going to play with it a whole lot and see what I can get my hands into. So before I show you the camera, before I pull it out of the box, I've only pulled it out the box once, so this will be my second time pulling it out of this box. Before I do this, I just want to talk about the impact of what Matt Day did. I'm sure he understands it. He seems to be a pretty aware guy, but I just want to talk about the impact of Matt Day's Something Good contest. So for me, it made something accessible that wasn't. And I'm not quite sure if the folks watching realize what a big deal that is. What a big deal it is to give someone a chance to try something that they never or maybe wouldn't have had the possibility to try their hand at otherwise. And so it's such a great gift that he made possible because of this contest, that he ran unselfishly. There was no gain in it for him. He didn't ask you to like his video or share his video. He didn't ask you to go follow him on Instagram. It was just leave a comment, I'll pick your comment, and you win amazing prizes, and that's it. And I was blown away by that, like truly blown away by that act of generosity, but also that act of like gratitude. It was almost as if he was saying thank you to all of us for one, sharing our good news with him in a time when the world was full of all kinds of bad news. The world is still full of all kinds of bad news. And then also just thanking us for rocking with him. And it was just a really amazing gift. So he made it accessible for me to be able to go out in the world and try this new format. Now, for me as a mixed race Black person, I am Black and Filipino, for him to make this possible for me to go out in the world and maybe be shooting, and then other little Black kids or mixed race Black kids will see me out in the world and think, what is that strange contraption, and get curious and maybe like get it in their heads that they want to know what this is, and maybe they'll stop and chat with me and ask questions, and I can show my siblings, if they're interested, how this contraption works. And that part is really special to me because I didn't grow up with a family who had photography a part of their lives. I'm not gonna inherit anybody's like stash of Leicas or stash of anything. I'm not gonna like magically have an uncle pass me their like Hasselblad. Like none of those things are going to happen, and none of those things have happened. So all of the inroads I've made into photography have truly come from accidentally stumbling upon things that make this interesting to me, and things that made it clear to me that, oh, this is something I could try. So by making this accessible for one person, Matt Day has also made it possible for the idea of photography to like permeate within my community in a different way. There's not a lot of people that I ever see within my community that are shooting large format out in the world. So he made it accessible for me financially, and it's going to give me the opportunity to make it accessible mentally and emotionally for folks within my community space, and make it possible for folks within my community space to find out that this is even a thing. So I'm really stoked about that, and I cannot say thank you enough to Matt Day for making that possible, right? So let's get to the camera. Are you ready? Do you want to see it? So inside of this box, I waited 6 weeks for it to come. That information alone is probably going to let people know what I'm going to pull out. And it is my Intrepid. So I ordered an Intrepid camera for a number of reasons. I thought about ordering an antique camera. There's so many old cameras, old large format cameras out in the world. So I definitely thought about ordering one of those. But I went with Intrepid because it is a new camera, brand spanking new. And there is a company right now in existence that makes and services these cameras. So if something goes wrong, if there's something I don't understand, especially for me being a person who is new to large format photography, and having to tackle the learning curve of picking up this new medium, it's nice to know that there's an existing company out there that I can easily get access to information on how to use this camera and how to grow with using this camera. So I also picked it because you can customize it, you can get the color bellows that you want, and because of the price point. With me being new to large format photography, I didn't want to get like a $600, $700, $800 camera. I wanted to get something that was reasonably priced, that was within my price range right now, and learn on it, work with it for a few years and really get comfortable with this medium, and also figure out, do I even like it? I didn't want to buy like a $700 large format camera and decide I hate large format photography. So I decided that this, on so many different levels, was the right option for me. Do I know how to use this thing yet? No. I know from videos that I unfold, let's see, make sure these are loose. I know from videos that I unfold this here and that, I know that I unfold this guy here, and I know that I stretch this out and then I screw this guy in. This is all brand new. I have not done any of this setup yet. So then I screw this guy in here, and then my next goal is to, I guess, zero everything out. So it takes some time. I'm gonna have to play with it and figure it all out. My lens board is also in this box. The lens board that I have, it will fit my Schneider lens, but it's not gonna fit the Nikon lens. I'm gonna have to order another one that can fit that particular lens. But this right now, in this moment, is the most I've touched this camera or played with it. I am slightly intimidated by it, but it is so beautiful. Green is my favorite color, so I'm very excited to have a camera that fits my personality. And as a designer, I really love some of the detail-oriented things that they did here. Like this slide is red and green. Those guys are complementary colors, and then it's also just about, if not exactly, the same green as my bellows, so it just looks really, really nice. Yeah, it's nice and light. I feel like this lens is about, it's about the same weight as the camera, maybe a little bit lighter, something in that range. So yeah, this is my new camera baby, and I'm very excited about it, to take it out and play with it, learn on it, wrap my mind around understanding how it works, and produce great content. I'm really excited to produce great content. Now, and I don't mean the YouTube content. I mean, I do want to produce great YouTube content, but what I mean is photographic content. I can already tell inside my brain that some of the stuff that I've been reading academically about this camera is sticking. Like, I understand I will screw in the front member, is that what it's called? The front member in one of these holes depending on the focal length of the lens. So I learned a little something, but I have a whole lot more to get under my belt to fully understand how to work with this thing. I wish I could just find like a mentor that I could learn with and mess up with, and just wrap my mind around this thing in tutelage with. That would be amazing, actually. Like, amazing. Anyway, that's all I got. This is the new camera, and I'm very excited about having the opportunity to be intimidated by this new photographic medium. I'm also excited to have the opportunity to maybe inspire other folks to check out this photographic medium, to be downtown in my little city of Vallejo and have someone be like, what the hell is that thing? And have a conversation about this camera. Yeah, I'm excited about all of it. I'm also very excited to get rid of these damn termites. that I'm also very excited about. All right, y'all, I appreciate the love, spending time watching the video and checking it out. Follow me on Instagram. Give the video a thumbs up if you liked it. Leave a comment below. What's your experience with large format photography? Any tips, tricks, advice that you can share is welcomed. Have you wanted to try large format photography? All of that stuff. Until next time, y'all, I'm out. Peace.